I can't. I'm so sorry. How long do you think we were talking? Like, not long enough.
I knew it. What happened? What happened?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, our New Year's not off to a good start.
You know what? Fuck 2024. Who cares anyway? Shit's crazy. Fuck off.
Well, can we start back at our eggnog conversation or our cooking conversation? God damn it.
Welcome everybody to Girl
Welcome.
Goggles. We had a whole conversation about me drinking this eggnog for the third week in a row. Julianne was saying something, and then I said that I cut my finger. She kissed my boo-boo. I told her that I cut it because I am not very good at holding knives. And in 2024, I would like to take it. The way it's 2024,
Ooh,
it's a mess. It's a mess. In 2020, I don't even know why we even try to do this. We're not good at this. I'm not good at this. Okay. In 2025.
So a knife class, not a cooking class, a knife class in 2025.
See,
So that you
at
can
least
keep your limbs.
I know you were listening.
I was listening. Absolutely. Of course I was.
Yeah, so I want to take a knifing class. That sounds really threatening, but
A knifing class. That sounds very like on the verge of being on the killer. What is it? Killer Women.
like,
oh, look at this little baby, little cookie boy.
Hi, Mr. Cole.
Cookie boy. He loves this blanket that I have on my lap. So here we are. Okay, so you're gonna take a class, not a cooking class, but a class to learn to hold knives. I would love in 2025 to learn how to cook a little bit better.
Yes.
Whether that be taking a cooking class, a couple cooking classes, or just trying new recipes. I think it's a little bit hard because I love to eat. And my kids are a little bit picky. They never used to be, but all of a sudden we're a little picky around here. So there's nothing that aggravates me more than when I try a new dish and they don't like it or don't even like want to try it. It's just like I did all this work and nobody wants to eat it, and then I have to cook a second meal. Like, it's just, I don't know. So I think that's why I'm not
if I had children, I cooked for them and they were like iffy about it, I would send them to a boarding school or straight to orphanage. There's no way you're gonna hurt my feelings.
I know. I thought you were going to say you're going to make them sit. You know, back in the day, you would sit at that table until all your food was gone.
Yeah, but I don't, as somebody who struggled with like an eating disorder,
Yes,
I think that's the worst thing that you can do is just like to make someone eat. Like, if you don't want to eat, you can starve to death. But I think it's just, my feelings would be hurt. Like, damn, like, isn't that bad? Which I'm sure in your adult mind, you're probably like, it's not bad. It's just they're being picky because they're kids, right? Like, they would rather just drink a soda right now and eat some chips, right? But yes. I mean, I'm sure you can't help but still feel really bad. Like, did I do something wrong?
Yeah, totally. Like, a little bit of my feelings are hurt, but mostly it's just like it aggravates me. It's like I don't love to cook. I'm not a great cook, but I just spent all this time like trying to like broaden your palate and get some extra different menus, you know, and foods in your reservoir, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh, and the kids are like, ew.
How did it work when you were a stay-at-home mom? How did you plan the meals? How, like, were you guys at home eaters? Were you like an outside eaters?
Yeah. So I was a stay-at-home mom for a very short time, just to preface. So I don't have all the tips and tricks, but so what I would do is, yeah, I cooked every night. My goal was always to have the house clean and a meal ready when my husband got home.
Okay. Was it so like you just cook whatever you think he's gonna like, or were you like, oh baby, what do you want me to make for you?
It depends. We would talk about it. Once we were married for several years, it kind of just was like, even with him though, he was a picky eater and that was so annoying. That's like one of the things moving into a new relationship. I'm going to ask somebody and it's a deal breaker. If you're a picky eater, it's a deal breaker. It's so annoying to me. Like,
Me
obviously
too.
we all have things we don't like, but if like you're picky, like if you can only have ketchup on your burger and you don't like to try new things, it's just not going to work. You don't like seafood,
so
not going to work.
icky. It's so icky when a grown man is like, oh, I don't like when my food is touching.
It's such a turnoff. It just sounds
Blacked. that very second. Like, there's no way you're 35 years old and you don't like peas.
Yeah, or just eat it. Like, it's not that serious.
Yeah,
There's certain
just
things.
eat it.
There's certain things that I don't love, but it's like, it's just you don't have to make a stink about it. And listen, if
No,
you're allergic to it, that's one thing. But if you're not
obvious.
allergic and you're my man and I cook for you, you're gonna eat the damn food.
Choke on it.
That's what I'm saying. Anyways,
Okay.
so there would be days where like I would feel extra sweet and be like, "What do you want to eat tonight?" Or we'd ask ahead of time, like on Sunday. I'd be like, "What do
Yeah.
you want during the week?" But other days I would just make whatever.
Were you big like, let's go out to eat, or were you big like, oh, let's pick up some food, people?
Both. It kind of depended on the day. Usually we would stay home and I would cook. We would do like, I would cook. We had kind of a routine. Like he would come home from work, he'd spend time with my son. I would cook or dinner would be ready and then we would like have our drinks. We'd usually stay up and like listen to music or play video. Like him and I would like play video games, listen to music. Like it was a fun, cool relationship. At first.
For the first, what, like year?
No, longer than that. I would say, how long were we married? I got married when I was 21.
Okay.
And I got divorced when I was 26.
Okay, so 5 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
we
good
got
while.
together when Madden was a baby. I was like almost 20, 19, almost 20 when we
Okay.
got together.
Okay.
So we had been together from the time I was 20 till 26.
Okay, that's a while.
Yeah, for, at that age.
Yeah, at that age for sure. Like I was trying to keep friendships going for freaking longer than that. Okay.
Right.
All right, let's talk about this year and set some goals, I guess, for the new year.
Okay.
I want to go by the list that you sent me. One of the things that was on it was what made you happy in 2024. So, Julianne, what made you happy in 2024 besides being friends with me? But it goes without saying.
Of course, we met each other in 2024,
Yeah, but
right?
you had me a whole year of 2024. That must have felt great.
It did. Honestly, it did. Like, who would I be talking to? What was my life like before I had you? When I was like, we text every day.
Pretty bleak. Okay, hold on. Serious.
I'm trying to like remember life without you. That sounds ridiculous. But like,
yeah, I don't...
literally. Anyway, yes, I'm so thankful for our friendship. Obviously. Something great that happened in 2024 is I went through a really like tough choice moving careers, and like you were standing side by side with me holding my hand through the process. Like it was so hard. I loved my last company. I still do. I have nothing bad to say about them, but I took a leap of faith,
Yeah.
hoping for growth. I was kind of promised-ish a quick growth, and more money. So
Yeah.
I took the leap of faith and I wasn't sure if it was the right move. And I did end up getting promoted to a senior position within, 5 months of being there. I'm really happy there. I love the people I work with. So that was a really big success for me in 2024. I see myself with this company for a very long time. So that's exciting.
Very.
Another success of 2024, I think, is finding a good routine with my kids, with myself, just kind of keeping things in order. Like, I'm just proud of myself for maintaining my schedule, my kids' schedule.
Yeah.
And just the way that my kids are thriving, I think is an example of myself and like the mother I am. And
Absolutely.
so those were some of another good thing that happened to me in 2024. It sounds crazy to say, but I had back surgery and it like gave me my life back. I know that when you and I met, I had severe back/leg pain. It was debilitating. It was chronic. I was in so much pain. I was miserable. And I ended up, again, sort of taking a leap of faith and going under surgery. And
like 2 weeks before you had a trip out of state, or like,
I know, right? 2 weeks before I came to Boston, to see you.
Yeah.
And it was like the best decision I could have made. Like,
yeah, for sure.
knock on wood, have had no issues. Like, the pain is gone. Like, sometimes if I sleep, like if I'm going to go camping and like sleep on a whatever, which has happened recently, and then I'm in pain. But as long as I treat myself good and
Yeah.
live a normal life,
But
I feel so
I
good.
feel like that's everybody, even people who didn't have like dislocated discs or whatever else you had. It's just, we're getting to that age where we have to take care of ourselves. And if you're not like, I might not sleep right, quote unquote, whatever that means, right? And like my neck wouldn't work the next day.
Oh, totally.
So
Yeah,
I think it's
100%.
just, we just have to get like better mattresses now and better pillows and actually start investing. Like, I was looking at my mattress the other day and I was like, this IKEA shit does not cut it anymore. Like, I have to actually invest in the good mattress because my back be hurting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And good sleep is like everything,
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
for
What about
everything.
you? What are some of your successes and some positive things that came out of
Okay,
2020?
so I'm gonna be peeping a little bit of my list. So what made me happy in 2024? First of all, I want to say that 2024 for me felt like such a filler year. Like,
That's a good term for it.
it was just a year. Like, nothing major really happened. Nothing, like, even mine. I don't know. Like, it was a year, and I kind of want to call it like a filler year, but also like a year of just surviving. Just a year of like sort of catching up with life and just going through motions and listening to myself a little bit more, sitting in a lot of discomfort. I sat in a lot of discomfort this year. And that was enough. You know what I mean? Like, I
Absolutely.
life is ebbs and flows. We all know it. And I really want to make myself, as I have before in the past, and I think I'm pretty well at doing that, but obviously there's always room to grow, for me to just, hone in the small moments, the little moments, and kind of like have them like as snaps, as these little photographs in your mind where like, this was wonderful, and the lunch that I had with my friend was wonderful, and the movie that I watched was great, and
Yeah.
that one random morning that I woke up at like 5 something in the morning and caught a sunrise. That was fucking great. So it's just, this was my year, sort of. I
Yeah,
can't
I
be
love that.
like, yeah, I was just surviving. I was just keeping my sanity, and I think I've managed to do that. I didn't have any like major breakdowns, so we're good. Okay.
Yeah, and that's totally fine and amazing. I think sometimes we think we've got to have like some breakthrough or something huge, something
Yes.
monumental throughout the year. And like you said, I liked, just surviving is enough. And
And
there's nothing
honestly, I'm
wrong.
also very grateful that nothing major happened, because major is not always good. It could have been something terrible,
Totally.
Something horrible
Totally.
could have happened to my family or friends. None of that happened, thank God. Everybody's safe. We're all going into this new year together. So I think that's a win in itself. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My friends made me really happy this year. Their successes, when it comes to, somebody had a child, somebody got promoted at work, somebody moved in their new home, somebody started dating somebody, I don't know, somebody did whatever they did. I'm just happy for my friends and their success, because for me it is sort of like a direct like reflection on my life and our friendship, because I don't know, I think if we can nourish each other within our little groups, it's like it, that the happiness that people feel and the joy and whatever success they're getting, whatever success means for them, like a part of me also feels that, I'm also
Yeah.
like, god damn, like,
Oh,
everybody's thriving, everybody's happy, and who wants to have a miserable fucking friend? Like, who wants to talk to a Debbie Downer all the time? Oh, I fucking hate this, I fucking hate this. I don't have that. Like, everybody's like building their lives, everybody focusing on whatever makes them happy. And another great thing is, I think as we get older, I think we get so much more understanding of the fact that our lives, even though we're walking sort of the same path, like holding hands, but our lives look so different, and
yeah.
success and how we view success is so different to each of us, and the fact that we can
Yep.
still live in harmony with each other, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's huge. And that goes for friends and also just strangers, right? Like if we could all just know that we all are on our own journeys and nobody's success is parallel and just accepting, each other and being, loving. And I'm jumping to my 2025 resolutions here, but yes, no, I agree. I think that, and that's what makes you a wonderful friend. You're genuinely supportive and happy for your friends when things go right for them in their life.
No, but I think I think as humans, it's okay for us to just to say it out loud that it's not always easy. Like, you know
Yeah,
how some people, like, it's not always easy. It does
totally.
come easy for me because, like, I love my friends so freaking much. Like, I just want all the best. But I'm also human. Yes, there's days that I lay in bed and I'm like, I wish I had this too. I wish I had this. I wish I was making this much money, and or I wish, I was sharing this with this
Absolutely.
person. Oh, like,
Yeah.
it's normal. I'm not
Human
always
nature.
this like philosophical and smart and whatever. Lots of times I'm just like really grumpy and I'm just like, fuck this. I want to have a boyfriend too. Fuck
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I want to get married too. Fuck this. I want to have a job that pays me this much money. Like, it's normal. It's fine. But I think it's a conscious effort to like kind of catch yourself when you're spiraling. You be like, like it's not good for you, you know?
Totally.
Um,
Absolutely.
Another thing that has been making me happy this year is my hair growing.
Oh,
Okay.
I love that.
And me styling it and me getting better at blowouts and me getting better at washing my hair. I know it sounds really silly, but I think a lot of my dandruff and like really dry scalp um has been like the result of me not properly washing up my hair. I know it sounds
Oh,
fucking
interesting.
ridiculous, but
No.
it like I just truly like I spend so much time now just making sure that everything is out. Like my back will be burning. The flesh is like literally coming off because of the shower is so hot and I'm just standing there like rubbing my hair making sure that there's no product in there. But you know what? I think it has improved it. I think my hair is
Wow.
less dry and it's not, and I don't have any dandruff.
Wow. That's interesting. That makes me think. Cause I don't know. I put the shampoo in, I do this, I rinse, and then I'm like, okay, conditioner, rinse, go, we're good. I'm sure I don't get it all out.
I don't think most of us don't get it. That's what I think. That's what the dermatologist said last time that I went. He was like, "Yeah, I know it sounds really silly, but he's like, most adults don't wash their hair properly." And I was like, "But again, nobody
Interesting.
really teaches us how to wash our hair."
True. That's true. That's interesting, and that's really helped your dandruff, huh?
I think it did. And I think it
Oh,
helped my also like it boosted my confidence because again, my hair is my thing and like my hair you remember it. I was so insecure about my hair.
yeah.
Like I would just be that would put me straight in such a horrific mood because I would look at myself in the mirror and I've had people tell me they're like, "Oh, like your dandruff," but obviously those are terrible people.
Ew, yeah, who
But
says that?
my coworker did a few years ago. She was like, "Oh, is that your dandruff?"
Oh my
And
god. What's wrong with
uh
people? Like, how do you even feel like that would be something you can say? Is that your dandruff? What else would it
so
be? Shut the hell up.
so let's leave that in 2024. Let's leave
Yes.
commenting on people's looks, bodies. I don't care if they have ketchup in their hair and they're just a stranger and walking by. You don't need to be commenting on anything that is like on the surface level.
Agreed.
Just let's throw that out of the window. Let's stop telling people you
Agreed.
look tired today. Like you remember I told you when my coworker was like, "Oh, you look really tired today. Were you up all night partying?" And I went to
Yeah.
bed at like 10 o'clock the night before.
It's just rude.
Who
What is
says stuff like that?
okay, something I saw online, I'm sure you've seen it. I think I sent it to you actually, that I love, and I'm gonna say it again. It's slightly different than what you just said, but I think they coincide. It was like kindergarten teacher talking to her students, and it's a
Yes.
viral video, and I love it. And I'm teaching my kids this too, and
Yeah.
like I take it to heart too. But if you're gonna say something about somebody's looks or anything about them, if they can change it, I think it's 2 seconds or
Yeah.
less,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's something like hey, I'm whispering to you because you
Yeah.
have your fly down. Like, I don't want you to
Yeah.
be embarrassed, but I want to let
Yeah.
you know. Or like, hey, you have a giant piece of spinach. If I had that in my teeth, I'd want to know. Just let me
Yeah.
know. But if you want to comment on something that they cannot fix in those 2 seconds, you don't say it. If you want to make a comment on their hair, their body, if it's something they can't fix in 2 seconds, you don't freaking say it. You don't say it. If you're not saying it to help them and they can change it immediately, like, oh my God, I didn't even realize.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then don't say it.
Yeah. This is
I go through
so
that a
good.
lot with my daughter because she had this experience in preschool and she just now told me about it not like a couple weeks ago. And it's clearly been bothering her because she's in first grade now and it happened in preschool. But there was a day in preschool where one of her ponies, like she had her hair in a ponytail. And for anybody who doesn't know, I have my daughter's mixed race and she has very beautiful tight curls and a little, or, beautiful little afro. And she wore her hair in a ponytail. And I can't remember if the pony came out or if it broke, but her hair was like this. And everybody laughed at her and they were talking about how crazy her hair was. And she just went through the rest of the day like that. And she never even said anything to me. But now 3 years later, she makes comments about it. And she said to me the other day that it really hurt her feelings and she's still thinking about it. And I'm just like, come on. Also, if you're the teacher, just help her put her little hair bow back in. Like, come on. But also, like, shame on everybody for me. Granted, they were little kids, so I try and like they're learning, but still, like, those things stick with people, and nobody has the right to say anything about anybody else's body
I
or
don't know.
hair.
I don't know. I wasn't laughing at like stuff like that, at people's like unfortunate situations when I was a little kid. I was such a sweet kid.
See, I was
And
too.
you know what I mean? So it's like when people say, "Oh, they're just kids." I wasn't that kid. My brother wasn't that kid.
Yeah,
Um the kids that I grew up with, they weren't those kids. Yes, I
yeah,
mean, obviously like I know what bullying is, but at the same time it's
totally.
like they're just kids. Kids are not supposed to be fucking mean as just creatures alive when they're 4 years old.
No,
Like, there's a reason why their kids are so mean at 4 years old.
I 100% agree with you. Fully agree with you. But also, I think that there are very rare situations where something is different or looks different, and children are very honest and they say what they speak, or they speak what they think.
Yeah.
And at those very young ages, that's why it's critically important, even at young ages, that parents have conversations with their
Yep.
kids. Because I think sometimes it really is just like, oh, whoa, that's different. Or like, whoa, that's, maybe that was silly, whatever they saw. Or maybe that looks different to them. And maybe they didn't mean for it to be bullying. But that's why us as parents need to set the precedent with our kids of like, we don't comment on. That's why I
Nope.
loved this YouTube video because I think it was preschool, and that would have been a good opportunity for the teacher to be like, no, we don't
Yeah.
laugh or
Yeah.
comment
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
on our friends, who are different than us or who, when you anyway, I don't know it, but yes, absolutely. Leave commenting on anybody's body, hair, skin tone, outfit. All of that needs to be left alone.
Absolutely. It
I
like
can't believe we're still talking about it, to be honest.
yeah, we just need to get less comfortable doing that. That's it. It shouldn't just be like such a casual thing where you're just like, oh my God, you look like you gained weight. Well, if you look like I gained weight, then I
Then
probably
I
did
probably
gain
gained
weight.
weight. And you guess who knows it more than you know it, right?
So
Like, that's.
how do you want me to respond it without hurting your feelings? How do you want me to say it already with feelings hurt? How do you want me to say it so you don't get upset? Because trust me, you will be dealt with.
And you think that if you're somebody looking in, you don't think the person in the skin and in the body don't realize they've gained weight? Like, I don't know. It makes me
Disgusting.
sad.
Absolutely disgusting. Okay.
I think with the internet too,
So
people feel very comfortable saying whatever they want. All the keyboard warriors out there, and unfortunately, I don't think it's going to change. But we just have to do our part with ourselves and our
yeah.
friends and our children.
Yeah. Um Well, it's a great segue to say that I also have been very happy with my so-called self-love journey. I think I have learned to love myself enough and also so much that I can't hate myself anymore. There's no way
Love
I
that.
can just wake up and look at myself and be like, oh my God, like I cannot stand her. I have so much love for this body that
Mm.
I am so protective of her. I am so grateful for what this body can do for me. And it surprised me every damn time. I would do something, or I would like pick something up, or I would like do an exercise or hit a PR at my gym class, and I'd just be like, there's no way I did that. And I was like, I did that and it felt not that hard. So it means that
Oh,
I can go more, I can do more things.
absolutely. Yeah.
So I think that has been definitely um like a stepping stone in other things that I want to do in life when it comes to like career and other things. I had to, like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I had to like close this gate sort of thing for me to start focusing on other thing. Like it was just, I think that was my final, and I think that was like the full on year of recovery, where I think and I hope, which again, recovery is not linear and it's not like a forever thing. You can get triggered by anything at any time. But at the same time, I think I'm very strong and just nothing bothers me anymore. Like I'm
That's
so
huge.
happy in the body that I am, and I'm so embodied. Like I'm physically present in this body, and I'm also mentally present in this body. So nothing that you can say can throw me off. That's
That's
basically it.
amazing. That's huge. You should be very proud of yourself.
I am, thank you.
Yeah, it's
Do
amazing.
you want to set any self-love goals for 2025?
I do. So my theme, if you will, for 2025 is self-love and really self redefining self.
Yes.
I want to get to know myself again. I feel like I've been a little bit in survival mode for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I got pregnant with my son, had my son when I was 19, thought my life was completely set up and wonderful when I got married, and then that was ripped apart and got divorced in a really yucky way. It was a nasty divorce. And then, struggling and being alone, and then, all the issues with my mother and her addictions and her problems, and then, meeting my daughter's dad and going through severe trauma with him, and then my mother's passing. I've just constantly, from a young age, that's just my adult years, but like my whole life, I've been in survival mode, and I've been always feeling abandoned and alone and sort of neglected and just survival. Like, I think that's why I'm such a strong, like, powerful woman. I know we laugh about it sometimes, and it is kind of true. I'm a little more manly as far as like, I'm very, I don't want to say aggressive, but like, I'm the breadwinner. I am passionate. I am less emotional maybe than I probably should be. I think
Yeah.
deep down I'm an emotional being, but I've been in survival mode for so long.
Yeah.
And like, I want to finally be in a place where I can tell myself and truly believe that it's okay. Like, I have a great stable career. My kids are happy. They're thriving. They're growing. No man is coming in and taking this from me. No man is
Yeah.
coming in and taking my kids from me, which I've been threatened. No man is coming in and gonna, I'm not even gonna go into all the things, but I just want to like reassure myself that I'm okay. We're okay. Things are good. I've worked really hard to be stable and be secure. And now it's time to enjoy that. And I
Yeah.
just feel like it's been really hard to get out of survival mode. I'm very much so still in survival mode, but my goal for 2025 is get to know myself again and get out of survival mode. I want to start putting myself first. Obviously, my kids will truly always come first, but I want to also I think we can have more than one first. I don't necessarily want
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
second, but I don't necessarily want them to be second. But I want myself and my kids to be, and not just making sure that they're fed and they have all the nice things and we have our house, but like emotionally, mentally, we are happy, and physically we're healthy. Which, I work really hard to make sure those things are met for my kids, but I
Yeah.
do not ever work on it for myself.
Yeah.
And
Because
so that's my theme of 2025 is I want to We're going to do dry January. I'm doing a little detox. Who knows? Maybe I'll continue and not be drinking after that. Maybe I'll
My
go back to
shirt
drinking.
says he sees you when you're drinking.
Who says that?
My Santa.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. I love that.
I
He
was
sure
like,
does.
yeah. So, yes, because I know, a happy mom is like like a fraction of what their happiness is, right? It's just a part of how they are happy and healthy and thriving is because they look at their mother or their parents and they're like, everybody's happy, everything is hunky-dory, like I don't need to be sad or whatever. But I think it's great. I think I can feel it for you. I think 2025 is going to be great because I think it's important to set realistic standards for yourself, and
Yep.
the way me and you were talking about like what we're doing, how we're starting, where we're
Yep.
doing the workouts, like I think we have been pretty realistic with that, where we're not like, oh bitch, that's it, we're gonna work out 7 days a week, we're gonna be running 30 fucking million miles,
Nope.
we're gonna be
Mm-mm.
meditating first thing we wake up in the morning, ashwagandha, green juice, like what we were, you
No.
know what I mean? We were just like, no, like what can we do? What can we start with at least? And
Yeah.
then hopefully we're gonna love it so much that we're gonna wanna
Continue.
integrate it in our everyday life. But yeah.
Totally, yeah. Like I'm going into this dry January, not saying like, this is the catapult to me never drinking
Yeah.
again. That is scary. I don't want to start there. But if I start in January and by the end of January I'm like, damn, I feel pretty damn good. Maybe I won't drink again. Like who knows? But
Yeah.
like I want to, and also, we've been talking about working out, and I've already like started integrating some like supplements and things into my life. I just want to be, and it's exciting for me because I haven't even thought, this is crazy actually until just right this second, like thinking about these goals. It's the first year that I'm setting goals for myself where weight has nothing to do with it. Like I have not one time been like, I want to lose weight, I want to drop on the scale. Like I really,
That's how happy I am.
and I'm not saying I'd be mad if I lost a few pounds, but that has not one time crossed my mind of like, even worthy of writing down. Like I want to be healthy. Lately,
Yes.
I have, I'm about to be 35.
Yeah.
I am
God
feeling,
damn.
I know, whatever. I know that still sounds young, but like
You are young.
I'm feeling old, and I don't necessarily think it's because I'm 35. I think it's because I treat my body like crap. Like
Yeah.
I drink a little too much. I eat a little too little, which sounds crazy, but like I need to eat more fruits and
You
vegetables.
do.
I
You do.
need to work out. I need to drink water. I need to care about myself. I have not been caring at all about myself. I put everyone else first. And so, yeah, just 2025 is all about me. I want to be more social, have great relationships. I want people to be able to enjoy me and know the real me because I know that I'm so special. But a lot of times I'm a hermit and I'm just like tired. And I think it has to do with me not being healthy.
I hope that when you set all of that in motion and you will get into a routine of whatever you plan for yourself, I hope that you're going to turn around and say, wow, like this feels great. Like I could do it all. I could be like a boss ass bitch at work, a
Yeah.
fucking boss. Like I was, I was gonna say a CEO. I don't know what the fuck you do for work. Whoever
I
you
thought about
are,
being a C. I thought about
like
that
yeah, and
actually.
you're just gonna be able to be like, you know what, like I can fit it all in. Like,
Yeah.
it's possible, which I hope it is. Again, we are only able to give advice from the experience and the knowledge that we have. Like I can give you
Absolutely.
advice from a single 32-year-old girl who has, if it's not the time to be on somebody else's clock, like at work, I do what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't,
Yeah.
like I can plan my day around me, whereas like you
Sure.
can't. And you
Yeah.
like so. But I'm sure that once you're going to be able to find a happy medium where you can integrate those things, and another amazing thing about you guys is that you guys are really close, you and the kids. So like you can even work out together. You guys go
Yeah.
to like gyms together and go swimming. And I mean, it's just, this is this is a start already, you know? Like, again,
Yeah,
as I always say, like, our goal is to move our body. Our goal is to celebrate the capabilities that we have with our body, not to
absolutely.
become
Absolutely.
like an athlete, you know?
Yes, absolutely. You know what I really my like biggest goal for working out is walking, which sounds so silly and easy, but that is the best workout. It doesn't
Okay.
hurt your bones and your back and your knees and the mental clarity that you get and just it's so healthy. Just like go outside and take a walk. Like I want to walk every day, honestly.
So that's to the point of a challenge that I was telling you about, right? So
Yes.
you remember how I said that I wanted to go for 25 days to the gym
On the
and do the
Stairmaster.
Stairmaster?
Yep.
Well, I thought about it. As much as I want to do a Stairmaster, I also put another goal for myself where I
Okay.
want to be a lot better with money. And I am
Mm.
actually going to be canceling lots of things like Planet Fitness because I already have a gym. I don't need a Planet Fitness. Yeah, I use it to go tanning or whatever. I don't need that. I can self tan at home, or if I really want to go do, I can go Groupon and find me a little cheapy spray tan
Your
session.
ass does not need to go tanning. You get fried every time you go into that bed, girl.
Yeah,
You gotta leave that. We gotta leave that behind, I think, too.
again. Okay. Okay. Relieving tanning in
I think
2024. Okay,
so.
goodbye.
Your skin is so beautiful, too. Don't just.
I
I
know,
know
but
I am being the biggest hypocrite because I got a little tanning. I mean, not anymore, but I used to be a tanning addict, but I am suffering because of it. Like, just don't do
yeah.
it.
Yeah, okay. So, well, more reason to cancel my membership. So
That's
now that
amazing.
I'm not gonna have an access to Stair Machine, I was like, but I still want to do a sort of challenge for 25 days. So I was
Yep.
thinking that I'm just gonna do, and people are like, get 10K in, 10,000 steps a day. I get about 14 to 16 at work. So
Wow.
steps is not like a thing for me, but
Yep.
I want to start walking like an uphill for 30 minutes every day, 25 days, because I have a
Okay.
free gym in my neighborhood where I
Yep.
can just get on a treadmill and walk.
I love that. I'll
Just
do that
walk
with you.
uphill.
Yeah, I'll do that with you. I mean, I have a hill right here, like a really good one. I don't know if you noticed the times you've come to visit, but going up the hill right into my neighborhood, there's always every day, snow, rain, whatever. There's
Yeah.
people walking up and down it because it's just such a good workout. But worst case scenario too, like my neighbor has a treadmill I could always jump
Yeah.
onto, and
Yeah.
I've got
No.
my Peloton. But yeah, no, I'm 30 minutes of walking uphill. I think for me, like 30 minutes of movement a day for 25 days.
Fabulous. That's so fabulous.
Walking.
And then you are with walking or working out, you're killing two birds with one stone because you remember how we said that we want to like read a little bit more and we want to just like set again realistic goals for us of like a book a month. I think that's pretty fair, right? And
Hmm.
then when you're walking, you can be listening to a book.
Good point. Yep. Yep. Totally. Yep.
Or you guys, you don't need to be listening to books. You can just be listening to our podcast.
Yes. Like I honestly, is this horrible? I listen to our podcast because I just love hanging out with us.
Dude,
Lord, I miss Fatima. I'm gonna listen to our podcast again.
Bruh, I listen to our podcast when I have to edit it. So I have to go through the whole thing when I'm editing. And then once I post it, I will watch a YouTube video and then I will listen to on the Spotify. And then a couple of months after that, I'm like, I missed that episode. Let me re-listen to it.
Oh.
Like
You know what?
I
I
am
want to listen to some of our
obsessed with us. I'm
I know, I
obsessed
love
with
us. I
us.
want to listen to some of our early episodes from like early on. And it's just we're so different now, but
Okay. What do I want to change in 25? In 2025? What would you like to change? Is that like everything that we just basically said?
yeah, I think we kind of wrapped it up, but very specifically what I want to change. I have two things in mind that I wrote down. One is being more intentional with work.
Yeah.
I work too much. I give too much. I pride myself in being really good at what I do, and I think I am really good at what I do.
But it doesn't mean that you should be killing yourself too.
Exactly. That was my next I can still be really good at what I do and not work late at night, not come into my home office at 3 a.m. or check my emails all weekend long because I'm scared Monday I'm going to log in and be overwhelmed, So I really want to be more intentional, like 8 to 5. And also with my employees, like after 5, if it's not fire, flood, or blood, please don't Teams call, text. Like, I want to respect, and it goes for me too. I want to respect their time, and I want them to respect my time. And I think I need to set those expectations because I email and Teams message all night long, weekends. And when I think back to like my regional manager, that shit bugged me. Or back in the day when I was on site and like my property manager, your supervisor, when they're reaching out to you after hours, it's frustrating. It's like not fair. And for me now as a supervisor, when I'm reaching out, I have no expectation. In fact, I get irritated when they do respond. So I'm like, oh my God, you're off. Like, don't look at your emails. But also, I need to reap what I'm sowing. Right? Is that right? I need to do what I'm preaching, right? So my goal, so one of my goals, one thing I'm leaving behind in 2024 is working myself to death.
Oh, is you magic? You like did this and then the light went off?
Speaking of work, I'm sitting here in my office and I've got my monitors here. And then the other thing is just what we talked about. Like I want to leave behind putting myself last.
Yeah.
I want to leave behind, all the things that I don't do for myself.
Yeah. For sure.
What are you leaving behind in 2024?
I wrote one thing: less phone and more outside time.
That's a great one.
I have noticed that this year I have been a little bit more hermiter than I have been before. I have been walking max less than I usually have in the past. My brother sort of completely took over that. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, like to any dog owners, like, you know how fucking annoying it is. Like, taking your dog for a walk, like you just fucking shoot me at this point, right? But I think I want to be more intentional and actually like at least like twice a week, maybe taking him on long walks when I can, maybe on days that I work in the morning or on my days off, just because like I want to be like, I was sitting at work on my break yesterday, and that's what people make fun of me at work, but I'm always outside. It doesn't matter if it's like 30 degrees. I always sit outside on my break. Well, because I like buffing and huffing. But
we'll see in January. You're going to be inside now.
Yeah. But also, I just sat there and I was like, I don't remember last time I was sitting outside like this. Just like sitting, not like walking to my car, walking to the grocery store or whatever. Just sitting outside. And obviously it made me feel that, you know, I am coming to the age where it is almost like life or death that I need to like live in a space where I have an outside space, right? So I think I'm like I have outgrown the whole like apartment thing and like not being able to just be, because I tell you all the times, like there's days when I'm like, I haven't left the house today. If I didn't need to go work out, I've been home all day if I didn't have to go to work. So I think I want to cut down that. So less phone time. And I know it's my thing. I'm not going to try to find excuses for myself. There's no excuse. I'm addicted to my phone. I love my phone. Not all content that I receive is good. And I just need to truly be better about it because there's just no excuse around it. I just need to be better about it. That's it.
Yeah, good for you. That's great awareness. I love that. I think we all need to be outside more and be more intentional with our time, right? I feel like everything you're saying to me just sounds like being a lot more intentional with your time and with your life and with your day and filling your day with things that are healthy for you, right?
Yeah. Just like, again, I'm very nice to myself because I think there's days when I'm just like, I think my body needs rest. Like I think I am just overstimulated mentally and I'm just tired, and you know what? We're just going to be kind to ourselves today. We're gonna just like sloth around the house, and then but the next day I also want to be kind to myself, but a little bit stern too. Like, okay, great. We had a reset day yesterday. It was
Yep.
great. You cried into the pillow for 2 hours. How unfair life is to you. That's it. That's it. Let's start moving and grooving and doing things, okay?
Yeah.
Because you can't just be always like laying around and blaming everybody and everything in the world. So,
Yeah.
I think that's another hard part is just like finding this balance between like being kind to yourself, but also being like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're absolutely right. Because having those relaxation moments and having a day of rest is critical. Like that's so healthy
yeah,
for you and important. But you don't want to let it spiral into like depression mode where you're just sleeping and resting all day every day when you're not at work, right? So it's
yeah,
like
for
finding
sure.
that middle ground.
I think I found this like really good thing. I read it somewhere, like this habit of if you really need to clean, and for someone who's like quite messy, like I am, and also has ADHD, where the idea of completing a task is what keeps me from completing a task. If that makes sense. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
type of person, a lot of people with ADHD, we live for instant gratification, right? So we need to see the prize right here before us. So I would love to have my room clean, but the idea of cleaning it is just bugging me so much. I'm like, no, I'm going to find 1,000 different things to do before I do it. But I have read this thing that I have been implementing in my everyday life, and I think it's great, where I'm going to do one little thing, but it's going to be one less thing that I have to do tomorrow.
I love that. I think I have heard that, and I love that. So
So
you're not
even if my kitchen
overwhelmed.
is, yeah, so even if my kitchen is a disaster, I'm like, you know what? Let me just do the dishes and just wipe everything down. The floors look fucking disgusting because I just literally like took everything from the counter and put it on the floor. But we're gonna
I do
deal with the
that
floor
too.
tomorrow. We're
Yeah, I
gonna
do
deal
that
with
too.
the floor tomorrow.
Yep. Yep. I love that. I think that's great.
I
I
love
love
how
that.
we're talking like to ourselves like we're a 5-year-old. Please do this. Please. You're gonna get a candy after.
Sometimes, you know what I'm learning as I get older is not a lot of things change from when you're 5 to when you're
Mm,
80 to when you're 30. But my daughter made a comment the other day, which is so true, and she was like, "You know what?" And people have said this before. It's not a new idea, but it was new to her. She thought of it. But how babies and young kids and old people are kind of the same. Like you're just very simple and you start peeing yourself and you need help eating. You're a
yeah.
simple being though, right?
Yeah.
And then all the in between, we complicate things. We're just like
Yeah.
money, 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 and I gotta get married, I gotta have kids, I gotta be successful. And certain things, absolutely, like you have
Yeah.
to provide for yourself and your family, and you have to have goals for yourself. But I think we overcomplicate things. Like, let's take it back to that, like you said, like talking to ourselves like a 5-year-old, because we kind of still are.
Yeah.
Like, we are, like,
That's a great point.
when I became a parent, that's when I really noticed it the most is like, whoa, like, and the older I get, the more I even feel that way of like, wow, I'm 35. I remember when my parents were 35 and I was like, you're so
I
old. And
know,
like,
I
I
know.
thought that they knew everything. And now that I'm 35, I'm just like, I'm just trying to make it too. I don't know anything more than my kids do. If anything, I want to be more like them, more
Yeah.
pure. And you know what I mean?
No, such a great point. I'm so glad you brought it up because I am so surprised that somebody let me be an adult. Like, I know that nobody really let me. I turn 18 and I can technically do whatever the hell I want, right? But it just that sometimes when I make decisions, like big or small, I'm like, so nobody's gonna come in and like give me
Totally.
like a second opinion.
Me
Like
too.
nobody's gonna
Me too.
like it's me. Like I have to say yes or no, and I don't
Yep.
know if I want to. Like I want my mommy.
Yeah, that's like you sent me that. Was it a meme? You sent me something the other day where it was like, you mean when I become a mom, I have to say no to having ice cream for dinner and getting another pet? But for me, I'm like, I struggle with that because my ass comes home with 2 hamsters, 2 cats, new fish. Like, I need somebody to tell me no. I'm still a kid. I'm like,
And
I
you know,
wouldn't save that animal.
and you know what's wildest of all? If like you doing that and me saying like, oh my god, why'd you do that? What a stupid decision. What were you thinking? Guess what? I don't have children, but I have a dog, and he can do anything. If he wanted to sit on my fucking head and just live there, I would let him. So I don't
Yep.
even know. I don't even know what I would do for my children, because
I know. It's
I
hard.
am like you. I cannot say no.
No, I know. It's like, yeah, no, totally.
Like
I rarely say no.
when I go over to Maggie's and we hang out, she knows. She knows if she wants something, she goes straight to me and she's like, "Titi," and I'm like, "What is it, baby?" And she like, I will get her anything, and I know it's bad. I know that was like the fifth piece of chocolate that I gave her. I cannot say no. I cannot. But like, she's gonna stop loving me.
She's so cute.
I know, she's the best. Okay. So I wanted also to mention that it was the year where we got to know each other better on like a deeper level, where it wasn't. I think our relationship is very healthy. It's a very adult relationship. We just say what comes to our mind, and that's,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that's big, I think, in a relationship. Not be scared to say something. I think that's important. We just sort of talked about it yesterday.
Yeah. And not
About
thinking the
like,
worst of what somebody's saying, like not assuming the worst, right?
yeah, like I cannot imagine a world where like I'm scared to say something to you because like I don't know how you're gonna take it. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm not worried about like sending, which misunderstandings happen. You know, me and
Yeah,
you,
sure.
we have had our times this year where we were like, ooh, like, did you really say that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh. But
Yep.
again, I think that's the growing pains, you know, like that's still I was gonna I was gonna say like the newness of the relationship, but I was gonna say the nudity of the relationship, which I've seen you
I mean,
naked,
both.
so
You see me naked a million times,
it's
so.
whatever, yeah. But I think it was good. I think I think we cut through another layer, and
For sure.
we went deeper.
We went pretty deep this year.
Yeah, I think the high like sort of disappeared a little bit. It like after we first met and we were so high, we were like, this guy, like this show, this whatever. And I think we are finally like we're finally like cool. Like, you know, there's no like I am like, even though me and you text every day, because there's always something to text about, but I just know that we are friends to the point where if you don't text me like a whole day, it's not because you're mad at me.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I will still think that. If you don't text me for 2 days,
Oh.
I will sit there. You don't think that? Like, if I don't text you for like over a day, you're not going to
No.
be like, oh, is Fatima upset with me? How does it feel to be God's favorite?
But if you were a man and you didn't text me in 10 minutes, I would be like, he hates me, he's cheating on me, he's a piece of crap. But like, no, because I
So
don't know
you are
why.
secure. So you are secure in your friendships.
I think so because I don't think I do much. Like I guess if
Oh no, I will just think that, oh, she probably like that's what I think
for
still.
what though? Like
For
how?
anything,
How
I'm just like, I have a very what's it called? Like insecure attachment style,
I
anxious
do too.
attachment style.
I
Like with
totally do
anybody.
too.
Like
Well,
if one of
that's good
my
for me to
friends
know.
doesn't text me for a few days, I'm like, oh, like something happened.
Oh,
They
I would
hate
never go
me.
a few days with you, but I do go a day sometimes.
Yeah, and which is that's why I'm saying like it's fine. Like I feel okay, which not always. There's still gonna be days when I'm like, damn, Jules hasn't sent me a video in 2 days. Is she mad? I think that because that's just there's like, dude,
Oh,
when my brother doesn't say good morning to me, I'm like, oh, what have I done now? Why is he
oh.
mad at
Okay,
me?
well that's good for me to know. That's kind of like your love language for me to know, right? Like as your friend.
Yeah, which I don't require attention. Like, good morning, sunshine.
No, I know you don't. I
Yeah,
know.
but it would always be in the back of my mind. Or what I have learned through the years not to pay attention to messages. Like for example, Hillary, she's an awful texter. She texts like she would text with her coworkers. There's lots of periods, there's lots of abbreviations, there's lots of K's instead of okay. And you were
And
like
you're like,
that too. Yeah, and you were like that too, sort of, where I had to be like, your texting style is very professional because of the industry that you're in, which
exactly.
now I know that, but I didn't when we first were friends. And I was like, she's rude as fuck.
That's funny. You know what? That's good for me to know because that is something I'm the opposite where like when people, well, I mean, you're my friend, so whatever you say is whatever.
Yeah.
But like when people are like, 10 exclamation points, I'm like, calm down. Down. Again, when I say I'm kind of like a man, this is kind of it too. Like, I'll be like, hey, send. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
or like, how is your day going? And it's not like I'm being short or I'm mad. I'm just asking, like, how is your day going? There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
hinting at anything. There's no like, but you're totally right. And that's hilarious you bring that up because that is something I've noticed too. And there's sometimes where I try and be a little extra. I'll add a couple extra exclamation points, but like it's not really me. Like
Yeah, no,
I'm very
and
like
that's a beautiful thing about you. You know, you are who you are. But I just, because I have never done anything like you do for a living, where I actually have to be like professional with people, dude. I've told you before, like when I have to do like work emails and I have to send it to different restaurants when I do my trainings. Hey, light, back. Um, I
lights, camera.
laugh at them. I read them back and I laugh because like I used to say, "Hey y'all." I used to say, "Hey there boys and girls." Like I just say the most out of pocket shit that comes to my mind in a work email, which regardless, I work in a restaurant. It's still not as, working like, I don't know, for something else.
You don't work
But
on your computer. It makes sense.
yeah, yeah, but I just, that's how I talk. Like
That's
that's just,
funny. Yeah, I think you're right. Like, it's hard for me to cut professional to not
yeah.
professional to personal, I guess, because
Yeah.
I do work so much and all day long I'm writing emails. But also like for me personally, if I'm doing an exclamation point, I'm excited or I'm speaking
Yeah.
loudly. And like, it doesn't have anything to do with my mood. But I think we've gotten into this habit of like when you text, you use an exclamation point and a
Yeah.
bunch of emojis and we're happy
Like
but like for me, exclamation points and faces don't mean happiness. It's like, that means you're like,
aggressive.
yeah, you're screaming
That's,
or like, I just am asking you how you're doing. I'm thinking
I
about
know.
you. Hey,
That's
what's
why
up?
I when I send, I think we were texting yesterday or the day before, like what time we were going to be recording, and I was like, "Well, how about 6?" And then I put like 3 question marks, and in my head I'm like, "Was it necessary?" And I
I know,
think
I
I
was
even
like,
I
damn,
think
why
I
is
even
she
said that
yelling
to
at
you.
me?
I was like, "My bad. Like I didn't mean to put that many question marks."
That's so funny. You know what's funny too is like when I have certain some employees that are quite a bit younger or maybe are new to this
Yeah.
industry or are new to their role and they email like that. And it's a bit of an awkward conversation, but I do have the conversations where I'm just like, we need to email a little more professionally. Like
Like
people,
this is not your Chick-fil-A job anymore. Like this is
well,
serious.
they think that they're in their defense, like they're just being like what you said. Remember, you like a lot of people when they get text where there's a period or there's not an exclamation point, it's like, ooh, are they mad? And so in their defense, they're writing these emails trying to be pleasant and
Yes,
sweet.
yes.
But I'm like, it's just when you're writing to clients or writing to me or writing to whoever, you don't need 10 exclamation points and we don't need a smiley
Yeah.
face in your email. Like that's just like we got to go back to basics, sort of.
Yeah.
It's
But we,
interesting.
yeah, yeah, that's so cool. But I will never stop texting how I text, like,
No,
girl.
no, I love it. I think it's great. I love it. And I love that you're learning me and I just don't text that way. Because sometimes I try and be a little extra fluffy, but it doesn't feel authentic for me.
What's my favorite thing about your texts? And
What?
I sort of like see how you say it is when you add ha to the end of the sentences. Like I love it. It's like,
That's me asking for validation and like
so is that
your feedback.
is ha your LOL? Because LOL is my thing. Like I
Huh?
just like when you put ha at the end and I
Oh
put
yeah, yeah,
LOL.
yeah.
Is ha your LOL?
I never do. I mean, LOL is like if I'm really laughing. But like
Oh, I put
laughing out
LOL for
loud, like
anything when I'm nervous, when I'm not sure that, like, how like sometimes I say things that are like questionable, and I will just add LOL, being like, it's hella mean, but let's laugh about it.
Add a little smiley face. Yes, you do that. But honestly, like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to act like I have plenty of flaws, but I feel like with communication, I say shit wrong sometimes because I just say what I don't have any ill feelings or intentions.
Yeah.
So I really, like, truly, I don't. I mean, towards you or my friends or whoever I'm talking to. If I don't like you, I'm not going to talk to you. Like,
Yeah.
I've done a really, really good job of not wasting my time with any relationships with people I don't like. So if I'm talking to you, if we're texting, I like you and I care for you. And so I just say what's on my mind. And sometimes I feel like maybe it's not as fluffy as people are used to.
But again, going back to why we even started this conversation, I don't think you can see anybody's true intentions and how they felt and how they wanted to
Over
address you
text.
through a text message. Like, that's why
Agree.
I would never be like trying to uh disintegrate every little piece,
You
because
can't.
if I feel like you're mad at me,
That's
guess what I'm gonna do?
exhausting.
I'm probably just gonna, hello, like, everything okay. You know what I mean? If I truly feel like something happened. But no
Yeah,
text message like somebody saying K instead of okay. I mean, yes, sometimes you do it on fucking purpose, especially if you're talking to a man and he's
absolutely.
being a
Absolutely.
fucking jerk. You're gonna be like, K, a fucking fat
Period.
ass period right there. Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm
I
pretty
do
sure
that too, to be clear.
Hillary never feels that way when she says K. She's just at work and she is not obsessed with her phone as I am, and she probably wants to do a good job at work and not sit on her phone.
Also, there's a bit of a age difference there, and I
Yes,
think it's a
yes,
generational thing. I love Hillary. She's so cool, so sweet. But she's a little bit older, and
yes,
I have
yes,
older
yes.
friends too, and they don't text. They don't.
You're
They
right.
don't text like our generation
You're
texts.
my friend who used to be my general manager, and he's my friend now. He is. I'm gonna put this man on blast, but I think he's like 52 now,
Mm-hmm.
and he just doesn't text at all. Like, he just calls and then we just talk on the phone for 2 hours, and then we don't talk to each other until like the next like month, or when
The
he
next
calls
2 hour
again or
call.
when I call again. That man just does not text. He's like, I
Yeah,
don't like, he's like, it just takes so much time. He's like, I don't want to waste time. I want to talk to you. I want to hear your voice. And I was like, there's something so beautiful about it, because there's nothing worse for me than talking on the phone. Like,
same. But this is why I got all my friends. I got you onto videos because I love to hear people's voices. But I don't like talking on the phone either. I feel like when you're on the phone or you're on FaceTime, like, you have to be focused on that person. I don't know, like, maybe they have things to do, but like, if you send a video or a voice note, those are 100% my preferences. Voice notes and videos.
you 1,000% recruited me into a video person. I cannot live without a
Dude, I'm
video.
recruiting everybody. I got my
Again,
boss doing
I
it.
I recruited Yachty. Now we send each other videos. We never used to do that.
I love that.
I recruited Heather now sends videos to me.
I
It's
love
just,
that.
what
It's the way to do it.
do you
My ex,
understand? Do you understand the impact that you have on this generation?
if there's nothing else, at least I can get people
Thank you.
communicating a little bit more. One of my ex-boyfriends did that. He was a police officer and he never knew, like, his shift was weird, right? And so, like, he would just send, like, he didn't want to FaceTime me because he probably was gonna get a call or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he would, like, send me a video. And at first I was like, this is kind of weird. But then now that's my thing. I love videos. I'm sharing it with all my other friends and everybody.
I have love and hate with them, because I think I need to like adjust some settings, because every time I send a video or receive a video, it stays on my phone. So now I
Oh.
have
Oh God, you must have millions of me.
dude, I can make a movie out of literally a
That's
TV
scary.
show. A
That's
TV
scary.
show. Which I was thinking about doing too. I was thinking of like going through different videos and like cutting them together into
Oh
like
my
just like
God.
random stuff, because dude, we say some funny things. We're pretty fucking
We do. We're
hilarious.
funny as hell.
Like, we're really fucking funny. So for
You need to change your
2025,
settings, girl. Your
I
phone has
just want
got
to,
to be full.
uh,
Your phone has got to be full.
I know I keep paying for the iCloud storage, and I don't know if it
Girl,
helps.
Now you got to change your settings. You don't need to be
Yeah,
saving
well,
all those
and for
videos.
2025, I want to be better with money.
Yep.
I think I have been already, just because like the poverty sort of makes you be better with money. Because when you don't have it, you can't really do anything about it. But I have gotten
Yeah.
better. I think I have been a lot more focused this year because I have been paying debt. I think in April of 2025, it's going to be like 24 months that I have been in this like sort of debt relief program.
Oh, yeah.
So I see the numbers going down. I see the total amount of debt going down. That makes me really
That's great.
happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
So I think I have like a very good plan for the finances in the future, where I'm not going to be doing what I used to do, a million fucking credit cards, just getting a thing because I wanted it. I'm just so happy and proud of myself that I like started just being better about like researching. Even when I was looking for a flight to Seattle, like I did my research and I got a good flight. Like it's a good airline, but it's a good price. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like I'm not compromising my comfort either. Like I don't want to be like flying for 3 hours on Spirit that doesn't include a bag. Oh,
Marty.
Marshmallow, we have not seen you forever.
I know for that. He's like, I didn't want to be on camera. Yeah, no, 100%. I hear you. I agree. I approve of this message. You know what?
So,
One last thing that I want to be better in 2025 with, and I'm practicing right now on this podcast episode. I'm practicing, but I can do better. I mean, it's gonna be a work in progress. I want to listen better. I want to take things a little bit slower, and on the same idea of listening, I want to listen to understand and not listen to respond. Because I feel like I listen and then I'm like, ooh, like I'm ready to respond. I cut people off, like not intentionally, but like I want to get out what I have to say. I want to respond, but I'm not really like listening, trying to understand. You know, I want to
you
work
know,
on that this year.
I feel like you never interrupt me. I feel like I always interrupt you.
Oh, I feel like I'm really bad at interrupting. Maybe it's I don't know.
Maybe we all think that we're bad at interrupting.
Maybe. I don't know. But I think I am. Like even with my employees and my clients, I feel like I'm always like they'll say something and I'm just like, ugh, like ready to respond. I don't know. I need to work on it. I appreciate you
Okay.
saying that though. Maybe it's not as bad as I think, but
Not at all. Not to me. Okay, and then I wanted to wrap it up saying that no matter what happens in the world, obviously this has been a pretty tough year. I think, obviously, like my brother says, he's like, Fatima, 50 years ago somebody was saying the world is an ugly place, it's so scary out there. You know what I mean? It feels to us that it's getting scarier, but I mean at the same time, like, life is rough.
it
We
is.
are not in control of most things, but I think we need to be focusing on things that we can control,
Yep.
because that just have been my life. Like so many things happen. There is a war, where I'm from, and I haven't been
Right.
home in a couple of years. I haven't been able to see my parents. I haven't been able to see my friends. There's a lot of things that just, you know, that I'm not happy with, and there's a lot of things that I can't change. So that's why I take my focus off of it and I shift it into something else that I can change, because like it doesn't bring anything but despair thinking about like
Absolutely.
it's so sad, it's so bad. Like it's sad, it's
Yeah.
bad. And I think, boundaries is great, and I think the overconsumption of the internet is not a good thing. And I tell myself all the freaking time, like, you need to cut it down, Fatima, for yourself. Because, like, when you're consuming all this negative energy, like, obviously that's going to affect your life in some way, right?
True. Yeah.
So, and that's where, it can be vices for different people. It can, like, lately, because I have been so dependent on my nicotine vape, it's just like, I'm stressed. I need to go
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
outside and smoke. And that's how I used to be with, cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes my whole life since I was like 14 years old. So like it's very easy to find an easier way to do things, but we can do hard things, and we
Yep.
prove it to ourselves every single day. So I think we can try and do better hard things better in 2025.
Absolutely. Yep. On this next episode, I'm gonna have my mocktail. Speaking of hard things, and so are you, right? This is our last. I mean, granted, you're just having your eggnog, but
Yeah. And we cannot wait to see how healthy, happy, radiant, and we also have a lot of plans because this was our first year doing it just the two of us. So like, it's hard because we don't know what we're doing. We also can't speak English.
We're learning as we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we
totally.
have a lot of fun things planned for 2025 where we want to like grow and do this better. And thank you to everyone who's listening. Honestly, and that's another thing that I have learned to be better at is to just not get upset like, oh my God, like our podcast is not the number one podcast in North America today. Like what happened?
Very true.
I get happy. I get happy to see like, oh my God, like I remember 10 people viewed our YouTube video, one of our first, and I was like, oh my God, it's 10 people. Like, it's a big deal. 10 people watched a video from start to finish. Like, it's a big deal. And then when I see numbers like 80 people, I'm like, 80 people watched it? Like,
I know it's fun seeing more and more for sure.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Like when we made our Instagram, I think we're up to what, 200, 300 followers on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, it's so little. But like, we started with nobody. So, I mean, next year we'll have 1,000. The year after we'll have 10,000. Like, you know what I mean? I just believe, you're totally right. Like, we need to not focus on that. We just need to be us. Like, this is fun for us. We enjoy each other's company. We have a lot to say. We have good things to say. We're just going to keep doing us, and our people will come to us. And as long as we're having fun and putting our best foot forward, it's all good. But you're absolutely right. Like we can't look at the number and judge and compare. Comparison is really the key to all of this.
Yes, comparison is the thief of joy.
It is 100%. 100%.
Mic drop. Happy New Year, my sweet Julianne. I cannot wait to see you in person next month. Stay tuned.
I know. Oh my God.
It's going to be so much fun.
We're going to do an episode here in Washington at the end of January.
Oh my God. So I love you. I see you soon.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.